Alright, this is everything that you need to know about the Year 8 Season 2 Warriors Den. Very quickly, let's get some stuff out of the way before we talk about the new hero. The next tournament is going to be a 2v2 tournament, and starting tomorrow there's going to be an entire week where you can play the game completely for free. Then this title update, there's going to be the weapon variations, because the last title update, there was the armor variations. This is where they're going to release them now, so the next time, there's going to be more armor variations. At first glance, he looks like an extremely basic 2-hit chain hero. This is like the last Viking hero that we got, and I'm not even going to try and pronounce their name, Pirate or Afira. But that is at first glance. Whenever you look into his kit, he actually has something really unique about him. So, whenever you use any follow-up from any side, whether it be a light or a heavy, you're going to use one of your 6 side weapons. Once you use that side weapon, a little white ball is going to appear over it that is called a soul. Once you use all of your 6 side weapons, you get all your souls, they turn red. You do your forward dodge bash, and then you can do a huge, super cool looking impale that does 95 damage. Now that may sound like a lot, but you're going to have to stay with me here. So for instance, if you do a light, and then you do a right light, right? Then let's say that uses the mallet, right? You put your mallet back on your back. Now you have a soul there. Let's say you do a right heavy, and then another right heavy that uses, let's say, the katana, right? You put your katana back, and now you have a soul there. That may sound really hard to get into for only the one move, but he has a special guard break follow-up, kind of like PK or Centurion. So if you do 3 lights, then you use all of your side weapons that are tied to the lights. So let's say you would do a chain top light, right? And then that uses the saw, right? That would give you the soul. But let's say you do the guard break and then you do the 3 lights. You're going to use the saw in there. You're going to get the soul for the saw. This also works with heavy. You can do 3 heavies and get all your heavy side weapons their souls. But you cannot switch. You can't do a light, heavy, and a light. It has to be all 3 of them. If you want normal damage, then you can do a zone, and that just does the basic 24 damage. That may sound like a ridiculously overpowered move because you can take out an entire person's health bar with just 2 guard breaks. But both of the special guard break follow-ups, the light, 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 and the heavy, 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 only do 9 damage in total. And all of his normal attacks, like his normal lights and his normal heavies, do less damage, about 20 to 25%, to make up for the huge move that you were able to do. That leads really well into his feats. He has 3 active feats and 1 passive one. His first feat gives any one enemy a 25% damage debuff that lasts for 20 seconds with a 1-minute cooldown. This is to make up for the lower damage that I mentioned before. His second feat provides a really cool option to you. So once you have all 6 of your souls active, you can use your second feat and completely heal yourself, but it gets rid of all of your souls. They continue with these adding options with your souls via your feats with the third one, which is the only passive one. Once you have all 6 of your souls active, you do even more bonus damage, meaning that there's many things that you can do. You can either go into the impale to use it, you can fully heal, or you could just keep it in a team fight to do even more damage than you already were. Meaning that if you have your first feat active on somebody, and then you have all 6 of your souls, so you get the damage buff, and then you do the impale, it'll do a total of 149 damage. This will basically one-shot every single character in the game unless they have some sort of defense buff. I think just a little side note here, there's a really cool animation whenever he kills somebody with the impale move, where he slams that person to the ground. Now I'm sure some of you could have guessed what the 4th feat is going to be. Whenever you use it, you immediately get all 6 of your souls, but it is on a 3-minute cooldown, so you're not going to be able to use it every single team fight. So as you can tell, the feats are definitely built around the resource of the character and adding new ways to use your souls to your benefit. But it looks like the fastest way to get your souls is to use a guard break and then do the light, 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 heavy, heavy, heavy. Because you can get all 6 of your souls in just 2 guard breaks. While the smaller weapons aren't used very much in combat, they're still fairly well integrated into his kit and animations. He at least has one emote or some sort of show-off of every single one of his weapons. It does appear that the smaller weapons are not customizable. That is my pretty much only gripe with the hero. Well, that's pretty much everything to talk about with the hero. They're adding a completely new feature to the game. They're going to add a photo mode. It can be used in-game and in the hero screen, but it's only for single-player modes, including the campaign. The photo mode is extremely in-depth, with many filters, stickers, camera tilt, field of view, pretty much everything that you could hope for in a photo mode. The filters include a painting and a toon filter, which you would remember from the last April Fool's event. Now the final segment of this video is the patch notes. To start off, Orochi is getting nerfed. Surprise, surprise. His dodge attack is no longer enhanced, meaning that if it's blocked, it's going to take a little whoa type of thing. His top heavy is getting nerfed by 2 damage. It's down to 30 from 32. And then they had some other little side nerfs to his side heavy finishers. Lawbringer is getting slightly buffed, but it's only his damage. His heavy opener is now 23, up from 20. His zone attack is up to 16 from 15. Then the impale from the parry or sprint attack is going to be 3 damage from 1. They're also trying to figure out how to give Lawbringer a roll catcher. Warmonger is getting a buff into her bash so that she can get into it slightly faster from her front dodge. Berserker is getting a slight nerf, so it's easier to parry a light after his zone. So basically, if he does his zone, then he tries to follow it up with a light. It's not going to be a frame-perfect thing. Varangian Guard, the Varangian, the last Viking hero that released, can now get wall splat slightly easier. And we must be living in a hellscape because JJ, for some unholy reason, is getting a buff where he can dodge bashes easier. In all, it was a great Warriors Den. I'm super excited for the new hero. I will try to stream tomorrow, but I have a lot going on. But if I manage to, then please come check me out. I'll also be playing Marvel Rivals. Yeah. See ya. And a few other changes to nerf his heavy, specifically his high sword heavy finishers. Oh my god, please, can I get this locked down?